We're going to be talking about improving your ground game. Now, the type of customers that we work with typically are people in the home services businesses. So people like electricians, HVAC, plumbing, renovation contractors. But we do have some in other industries as well, like massage therapy and spas, like spa therapy, right? So laser therapy, laser treatments, those types of things. So, today the topic came up because I watched a really great video, and really lately talking to clients, as you know, people I think depend too heavily on the digital aspect of things. I don't know, what are you finding? Because you're the person who deals with mostly the online social media type stuff. So what are your thoughts there? What are you seeing as far as trends go?
Well, people do focus on the social media apps to try and get leads and clients, but it's pretty tough work organically, first of all. It seems like you put so much work in and don't really get a lot back. So there's always going to be a place where you don't want to rely on that online aspect. You want to rely on the in-person aspect of your marketing and the strategies that you should be doing out there, and not just having a website up and a social media channel to do the work for you, because it's not going to alone.
Yeah, not by itself. I mean, these things are all tools, and they've made it easier for a person's brand to get more eyeballs on it. But you don't necessarily get more good quality leads and contacts from, let's say, your Instagram channel or your Facebook page in the beginning. Like, you can get there, but it's going to take you a long time, and be comfortable doing what we're doing right now, making videos.
Yeah.
If you can make some videos and make some really good content and do it consistently and regularly, then over time you can build that audience to where you're a known entity. But in the beginning, you're not known really much at all. So having a Google business profile and having a website are a great start, but you're not going to be gaining customers on day one. So some things that I've been kind of refocusing my customers on, my coaching clients, is improving your ground game. And these are things that you can implement, like door hangers, right? Getting out into the neighborhoods where you want to acquire more customers in similar circumstances to the people that you're working on. So it's just as simple as you're working on a house in a particular neighborhood, and you know that there are more houses in the same neighborhood with the same problems. So you take your door knocker and you knock on, 3 doors that way, 3 doors that way, 3 doors across the street, and boom, move on to the next call. Because the likelihood of you actually gaining a new customer from that is fairly high. It's not 100%, but it's also not 0%. So if you can pick up 1 or 2 clients per day just from doing a simple task, or having your technicians do a simple task of delivering some door knockers there, great. The other thing is lawn signs, right? If it's favorable weather out, like in the wintertime here, obviously it's not good to put out a lawn sign because it'll just get buried in snow or what have you. Yeah. But in the summer and spring or fall, and you've done a job and they're okay with it while you're working, set up that sign saying, hey, another quality project by X, right?
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things. Any thoughts on those two?
Yeah, that doesn't take that much time to do that. You're already there in the location. Your name is already out there. They probably see your van with your name on it, possibly, or maybe you have a lawn sign out, and so you're already in their eyesight. So by going that little bit of time at the end of the day, when you're already on location, and you don't have to do it for hours, you just put a few out there.
Yeah, it's not like you're doing the whole neighborhood. You're just doing the ones adjacent to where you've been working. So that's one thing. The next thing that you can do to improve your ground game, networking. Networking it's good. You can really get to know some people in similar industries, or get referrals from other industries doing networking groups. It's been pretty successful for a couple of my clients. They've gotten into some really good groups filled with entrepreneurs who've been doing their businesses for a number of years. and they are getting good quality leads, contacts, and really some mentorship as well. So if there's people in your group, your networking group that have been in business for quite a while, you can glean a lot of good information and intel from them to understand how to improve your business, like where to find customers, better customers, how to improve your services, systems, how to train and coach your teams. This is all things that you can do to help grow and increase your business. Now, you may not be always adding to your customer list, but even just improving your systems and processes can dramatically help your bottom line, right? Because you're doing less trying to figure it out on your own. Because I mean, if somebody's already built the model and it's a working, functioning model, why not just take that model and adapt it to your purposes, right?
Yeah, like don't reinvent the wheel. Find out what works from some adjacent business, something maybe a little outside of your own realm, but you can use those same systems and processes and find out how to tweak it to just make it a little bit more efficient. And like you say, you might not get a client or a lead, but if you can improve your own system, that's a massive gain for your own business.
Yeah, it's really big. And another thing, maybe you're in a trade and you find another person who's in the same business, but they have a different customer avatar, right? They're looking at different types of customers. For example, I have a customer who is an electrician, and they focus mainly on doing service work. So they mainly work on people's homes. They do renovation stuff. They do, service upgrades, repairs, these types of things. And there's a company just up the road from them that is an electrician as well, but they mainly focus on new construction builds. So two identical type of companies, but they do different work. So now they're trading work back and forth because the one hates doing the low margin builds, and the other one hates doing the tinkery type of service work, the finicky service work, dealing with tons of clients. So they're swapping work back and forth, but they're both electricians. So that's an example that you can do. Find a similar industry. Maybe you do things that company doesn't do, but you're not going to do that unless you get out and meet people. Yeah. What I found with younger generations, and maybe it's because of the whole online thing, there's a disconnect, right? Because people are always looking at a screen. They're not necessarily shaking hands with people, getting to meet somebody, having a coffee or a lunch or whatever. So that, the screen has also become it's a tool to communicate, but it's also been a barrier from communication that's my thought anyways.
Yeah, definitely. So thinking of that, where can you find people? How would you meet those people? I can think of one place, which is our Business Bootcamp, which we hold multiple times a year. You can definitely connect with people in your industry, in the same city, or maybe even across the country. You've got people from all over. Yeah,
a couple of places you can do. Suppliers. So talk to your suppliers and get to know who are the people who have their stuff together. People who are ordering a lot of material, people who seem to, have been in business for 20 plus years. Find out the names of those ones and then just reach out to them. Say, hey, I'm so-and-so from this business. I'm just getting started and I do this. And, if I can buy you lunch, or if we can, meet at a networking event or something of that nature, and just get to know them and see if you can glean some knowledge from them. Maybe they'd be willing to share information. And if not in your town, go to call the suppliers in a different town and say, hey, who are some of the guys who are like your big players out there and who are doing really well in this industry? And call them and just do some investigative work and some networking and get to know them either by phone or by email, and see if you can set up a Zoom call. Because you can do that and just ask questions that are on your mind, like, hey, I'm running up against this issue. How did you deal with this, or how do you deal with this? And what would have been helpful for you when you were starting out? Just ask these questions.
So if a startup marketing company called us to do that, we would totally be open to, this is what we did, this is the process we took, whatever the questions they have. Yeah. The other thing you can do is go back to the online portion and find those people online. find which companies those are. They're definitely going to be prevalent on Instagram, Facebook, and reach out to them that way. Find their contact info there and either go in person to their business if they have a location that you can visit, or just even contact them through their email, phone, or even direct message right on the platforms.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of them are open to that, just making connections.
Yeah.
So.
Other ways you can do it, like Karen mentioned earlier, is going to like seminars for your particular industry. A lot of times suppliers and manufacturers will have seminars, and really the guys who are really wanting to grow their business and improve will be at that seminar, right? Whether it's for sales or learning how to promote this or that, they'll be there, so you should show up to those. Other places that you can go is like BNI is a networking association, and there's numbers of them. You can go to your Chamber of Commerce, you can go to like local business groups. So there's a number of places you can find people. You just have to get away from only relying on looking at your phone and going through that screen of death to try and find information. Because a lot of times the information there isn't great, and most people will ignore emails. Some people will not respond to any of that stuff, or DMs. You can't just slide into someone's DMs; they'll probably ignore you.
Maybe,
a lot of times they will. So just get to know people. There's nothing that can take the place of face-to-face conversation, a handshake over a cup of coffee or something of that nature. So those are some other things. Was there anything else that we were discussing earlier about your ground game?
Those were the warm market.
Yeah, okay.
Friends and family.
Yeah, right. So first starting out, or even if you've been in business for a while, like maybe you've never explored your warm market, like your friends, family, acquaintances, people who work for you, right? Maybe there are some ways that you can get some information from that, or find new customers just talking with them, right? So always work those things. And if you haven't done it in a while, maybe it's time to revisit that, because now, let's say you've been in business for 2 to 3 years, and at the beginning they were kind of nervous to use you, but now you've got some track record. Maybe now is the time they need that, new air conditioner, or they need, some plumbing work done, or they can refer you to some of their business owner friends, because, somebody in your family is another business owner, and they may have contacts that would be useful or helpful to you. So get out there, like improve your ground game. Don't be afraid to meet people face to face and talk with them, have a conversation, right? Get close.
Yeah. One other thing is customers that you have already had.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't serviced them in a long time. You could always, those are also warm market people, clients. Go back to them, find out what their pain points are if they have something that's going on in their home.
Yeah.
And they need help with. You can always go back and revisit, or just get you top of mind in their heads. Yeah,
that's a great point, because you've done work with them in the past and you haven't reached out in a while. So that would be a good time to use maybe some email marketing and then follow up with a phone call campaign.
Yeah, or maybe you have a promotion that's coming out.
Right.
Maybe they want to upgrade or whatever.
Exactly. Maybe you sold them package A and now, they're prime person for package B, right? Or maybe you sold them a furnace in last fall, and now it's time to do a maintenance on it, right?
Yeah.
So it's always these things you got to be thinking of. And if you're constantly just working on doing the work, you're never going to be doing these things that are helping you to actually grow your business, right?
To keep the cycle going.
Keep the cycle going. Because if you're the one who's always just working in the business, like doing the customer work, doing the installations, you're never going to be able to expand and reach out to your warm market, or to a cold market even, or to other entrepreneurs to help you grow your business. You're never going to be able to do that because you're just on the tools. You got to get to that point where you can kind of let go of that and really focus on developing the systems, developing processes, developing checklists, developing your close contacts and all of that stuff. So I think we kind of covered all the points. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, just thinking about how to scale your business. Do you have the pain point that you don't have enough customers coming in? These are things that will help you just sort of rethink or revisit like different ways to get more customers in your pipeline, so that you're not dry.
Yeah.
And they're not new ways. You probably already have tried them in the past, or maybe you're just starting out. But yeah, it just helps you to scale your business so that you're still in business.
Yeah. And in the beginning, you're going to suck. You're going to suck at this. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. But as you do it, as you put in more time and do more reps of it, it just becomes easier and easier to where it's no problem to walk up to a complete stranger and say, hey, my name is from so-and-so. What do you do? Great. Hey, how long have you been in business for? And just start that conversation, right?
Yeah.
And either you can be a source of help to someone else, or you can ask questions and get some help. So be humble enough to know that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us on this video. We've got some more coming up for sure. We'll probably be wearing the same outfits because we're going to shoot multiple today.